Good day everyone. Today I will discuss about the prominent Filipino or our hero here in the Philippines and their significant contribution that makes them prominent. These are the prominent of the Filipino. First, Jose Rizal, Andres Bonifacio, Emilio Aguinaldo, Apolinario Mabini, Marcelo H. del Pilar, and Juan Lona. Jose Potasio Rizal Mercado y Alonso Realonda was a Filipino nationalist, writer, and polymath active at the end of the Spanish colonial period of the Philippines. He is considered the national hero of the Philippines. Rizal was born on June 19, 1861 in Calamba, Laguna. His advocacy for reforms in the Philippines under the hands of Spanish colonial authorities led to his early death at the age of 36. He was executed in Bagumbayan, now called Luneta, in Manila on December 30, 1896. Rizal is one of the most revered figures in the Philippine history. He was multifaceted intellectual and a political activist, best known for his political writings that inspired the Filipino Revolution and ultimately led to his execution by the Spanish colonizers. He was a prolific poet, essayist, and a novelist whose most famous works were in two novels, Noli Me Tangere on 1887 and El Filibusterismo on 1891. He founded a non-violent reform society, the Liga Filipina in Manila, and was deported to Dapitan in northwest Mindanao. He remained in exile for the next 4 years. In 1896, the Katipunan, a Filipino nationalist secret society, revolted against Spain. Rizal's life took a complete turn in 1882 when he boarded a ship to Spain without his parents' consent. In Spain, he enrolled at the Universidad Central de Madrid, where he became a leader of a small community of Filipino students and committed himself to reforming the Spanish rule in his home country. What was Rizal's greatest contribution to the Philippine society? El Filibusterismo and Noli Me Tangere, written by Jose Rizal, prepared the way for a Filipino insurrection against Spain. Rizal was a learned man. He used his pen to strive for changes and independence. Andres Bonifacio E. de Castro was a Filipino Freemason and revolutionary leader. He is often called the father of the Philippine Revolution and considered one of the national heroes of the Philippines. He was born on November 30, 1863 at Tondo, and he died on May 10, 1897 at Maragondon. Andres Bonifacio was the founder of the Katipunan, a militant nationalist secret society that led the rebellion against Spain. Bonifacio declared the Philippine independence in 1896 in the wake of the execution of his hero and mentor Jose Rizal. What do you think is the greatest contribution of Andres Bonifacio to the cause of the Philippine Revolution? Bonifacio is considered the father of the Philippine Revolution after he spearheaded the establishment of the secret revolutionary movement, Katipunan, to fight Spanish colonization in 1892. The Bonifacio-led Katipuneros inspired many Filipinos and groups to launch a nationwide campaign to overthrow the colonizers. Why did Andres Bonifacio become a hero? Andres Bonifacio is regarded as the father of the Philippine Revolution against Spain. He is also known as the father of the Katipunan, a secret revolutionary society he founded in 1892 and whose goal was to win Philippine independence from Spain by means of a revolution. Emilio Aguinaldo was born on March 22, 1869, near at Cavite, Luzon, Philippines. He died on February 6, 1964, Quezon City. He was a Filipino leader and a politician who fought first against Spain and later against the United States for the independence of the Philippines. Emilio Aguinaldo fought for a free and independent of the Philippines, first against Spain and then against the United States. When the Philippines declared itself an independent republic in 1898 and Aguinaldo became its president, a significant milestone was reached in the struggle against colonial rule in Asia. Emilio Aguinaldo was the first of the great Filipino revolutionaries and a forerunner of the band of Asian patriots who fought in the 20th century to free their countries from colonial domination. He led the Filipino revolt against Spain in 1896, fighting with a collection of barefoot peasants. What is the most significant achievement of the dictatorial government installed by Emilio Aguinaldo? The most significant achievement of Aguinaldo's dictatorial government was the proclamation of the Philippine independence in Kawit, Cavite on June 12, 1898. The day was declared a national holiday. Thousands of people from the provinces gathered in Kawit to witness the historic event. Apolinario Mabini was born in July 23, 1864 at Talaga, Philippines. He died on May 13, 1903 at Manila. He was a Filipino theoretician and a spokesman of the Philippine Revolution, who wrote the Constitution for the short-lived Republic of 1898 to 1899. Apolinario Mabini y Maranan was a Filipino revolutionary leader, educator, lawyer, and a statesman who served first as a legal and constitutional advice to the revolutionary government, and then as the first Prime Minister of the Philippines upon the establishment of the First Philippine Republic. He crafted Aguinaldo's decrees for the administration of justice and protection of human rights. Apolinario Mabini was the revolutionary government, the ideologist, and moral voice. He wrote the True Decalogue, a 10-point guide to citizenship and moral conduct which accompanied his constitutional program. What makes Apolinario Mabini a hero? Because Mabini is unable to fight on the battlefield due to paralysis in both his legs. Mabini served the country by becoming an instrument in shaping the Philippine Republic in 1898 as the then President Emilio Aguinaldo's chief advisor. Marcelo Hilario del Pilar y Gatmaitan, commonly known as Marcelo H. del Pilar, and also known by his pen name Plaradel, was a Filipino writer, lawyer, journalist, and Freemason del Pilar, along with Jose Rizal and Graciano Lopez Jaena, became known as the leaders of the reform movement in Spain. He was born in August 30, 1850 at Bulacan, and he died on July 4, 1896, Old Hospital de Santa Creu, Barcelona, Spain. Del Pilar was one of the active anti-friar personalities in the Philippines. Before the outbreak of the Philippine Revolution in 1896, after the deportation of his brother and the death of his mother in 1872, he worked to destroy the friar's authority and influence on the country's affairs. In 1882, Del Pilar founded the newspaper Jaryong Tagalog to propagate the democratic liberal ideas among the farmers and peasants. In 1888, he defended Jose Rizal's polemical writings by issuing a pamphlet against a priest attack, exhibiting his deadly wit and savage ridicule of clerical follies. Juan Luna de San Pedro y Novicio Anchita was a Filipino painter, sculptor, and a political activist of the Philippine Revolutionary during the late 19th century. He became one of the first recognized Philippine artists. He was born in October 23, 1857 at Badok, and he died on December 7, 1899 at Hong Kong. During his lifetime, the Philippines was ripped by revolution and struggles for independence from Spain. Luna himself would fight for Philippine independence in his later years. Juan Luna is one of the prominent Filipino artists in the Philippines. His arts, he largely regarded as the Philippine best and most influential painter, with paintings on display in several of the country's most prominent museums, including the National Museum and the Lopez Museum. Aside from being an artist, Juan Luna was also an influential activist who actively participated in the Philippine Revolutionary during the late 19th century. What makes General Luna as a hero? Because of his bravery, Luna was named Director of War on September 26, 1898. He became famous for bravely unusual style of fighting and strict